Happy Friday. We made it. It is Friday the 21st. You are on day 5, just in case you lost track. And we are going to dive into the final strategy for this week. Again, we take the weekends off here in the Adulting Challenge to get caught up, to maybe spend some time unplugging as the CEO of your company and maybe digesting and getting caught up on anything that was still pending. Again, we're a big proponent here at Switchboard Networking Boutique that completion builds confidence. So don't let us roll into next week without you completing the rest of the videos for this week and taking some copious amount of notes. So the last strategy for this week, and then we'll see you bright and early, 8 a.m. on Monday, is talking about a churn rate. And you're like, what is a churn rate, Connie? So as the CEO of your company, you should know the past clients that did not re-sign with you or dropped out. You should know the data behind that, the percentage of that, to say for every 50 clients, every 20, packages I sold, 20% of them did not renew, did not continue in their sales process, right? That's the churn rate. You can measure that yearly, you can measure that quarterly, you can measure that monthly. So just to kind of expose you to an adulting concept, right, is as the CEO, you should have a real number on your dashboard that you are recognizing and seeing and tracking. What is the churn rate? The past clients that do not renew to you when their membership is up, when they have, utilized the 6 months of, products or services, you offered them the next step, they did not re-up with you, whatever that next step is in your sales process. You should absolutely know what your churn rate is so that you can lower that as a business. So you might ask, okay, well, they left and I don't know why they left, right? Like I sent them the new contract. I, asked them for the renewal 30 days out. They finished their, 90 days with me. They finished their year with me. They used all the products, they didn't reorder on my website. It's a great piece to understand that we should be asking them why they didn't come back, right? And you're like, so Connie, Friday, you want me to call them at noon today and be like, hey, so I know you didn't, repurchase with us, or I know you put your, auto ship on pause, or canceled your membership. Yes, I do want you reaching out. Now, if it's not on Friday, that's okay. I'm giving you this weekend to kind of digest this. But on a minimum of a quarterly basis, you should have time allocated in your calendar, right? If you can't get the vibe of the Adulting Challenge, is you're calendaring these techniques on a sustainable process, not just this 2 weeks. I'm teaching you to fish. I'm not teaching you just to get one fish today. All right. So every, at least monthly basis, it's a 1 hour dedicated time that you're looking at, the last 6 months or last 8 months of just, who has dropped off of your, client list, who has not renewed with you, who, did not. Again, these were clients at some point in your cycle, and then they never took the next step. What I want you to do is next week, you can put on your calendar. That's why it's Friday. Maybe it's next Friday, maybe it's next Thursday. And you're going to get that list, and let's say it's a minimum of 7, and you are going to ask these 3 questions. Now, if you're like, Connie, there's no way I'm going to pick up the phone and call these people. One, maybe I didn't build relationships with them. Maybe I tried to outreach and they never got anything back. Here's going to be your scripting. So again, if it's not a phone call, I'm okay with an email, but to be honest with you, to get this focus group data, these 3 questions answered for you to get better. The goal of this, understanding your churn rate and understanding why people left your process, is only so you can get better at your retention, only lessen your churn rate. Okay. The goal is to get the churn rate lower. All right. So it's temporary. It's going to be a 10-minute call at max. Or again, if you feel like you just want to send the email and say, please respond, answering these 3 questions, your input is invaluable for us to get better, to serve our next, cycle of clients. Like that's the angle that you'll go into that phone call or that email. So the body of the three questions are threefold. Get your notes ready. They're right here. Is I want you to, just genuinely ask. We're doing a monthly check-in of past clients, and we want to understand so we can get better. Why did you leave our company? Why did you not renew with our program? And the first question is, please explain to us, were you satisfied with your customer service experience? If we did not meet your needs in terms of customer service, how and what would you have liked for us to mitigate? Steal that. It's at 5 minutes and 11 seconds in the video, okay? Steal that. How and what, were you satisfied with your customer service experience, right? Did you feel like that was met? If there are parts of the customer service experience you were not happy with or you were off put by, please explain more and how we can mitigate for the future. That is a $10,000 question, okay? And people that did not renew with you or did not move forward with you will give honest feedback. They want to make you better. It just maybe they had a poor refund policy. Maybe they didn't, the communication, maybe it's not what they, they called 6 times, never got a voicemail, voice or a person back, right? They left 6 voicemails, never got a person back. But you don't know that. You don't know why they left and why your churn rate is high. Okay. So the best of the best, even us small business owners, are going to start with that first question. Second question is, please let us know if you had any product issues, right? If if we need to look into the website did not work for you, the product did not work for you, the service you were not able to implement as customer friendly as we thought you could, right? So just the product issue itself. And then you genuinely ask them, is there an area we can look into to make your next experience better? Go for it. Ask them that. Say, if we had you experience our product again, do 30 days in the program again, attend one of our workshops again, would you be open to that? And would we look into it? Like, how could we make an improvement? So next time you participate with it, be proactive in that. Next time you participate, we have solved that issue. We have looked into that issue. Any of your open feedback would be, highly, appreciated and will be taken into thoughtful concern. Okay. You're getting these language points. You're going to watch this recording 19 times to draft your email or your script. Okay. All right. Last but not least in that, hey, just checking in, we're doing our monthly outreach for those that are not currently with our company. The last question we would love to get to know, if you're comfortable sharing is, was there a pricing issue? And pause. So if you're on the call, let them explain. Yeah, it just fell out of my budget, right? Or, your rates increased and I was not able to build that in. Or maybe it's I found something that works just as good or maybe even better for a lower price. And that is why I did not, continue with you or I canceled. Maybe it's I didn't see the value, right? Like it was already a pricing stretch for me. And, I just was not able to show up. This is maybe part of the engagement. I wasn't able to implement all the products and, and widgets and things that you had. And, just the value for me actually being able to put it into whatever they were trying to solve, whatever problem you were helping them with. They just didn't see the value. They weren't able to get to completion. So those 3 questions give you really valuable information to pause and start looking at how you're going to engage adults moving forward, right? Whether it be the onboarding process, whether it be reviving dead leads, but those 3 parts of your churn rate, as you evolve as a business, your churn rate should go down. You should know that person is not going to renew because of one of those 3 issues. They've already articulated, maybe they had a poor customer service experience. It's a pricing issue. They already had an issue with the product or the service, or they couldn't get into the website or whatever the thing was. And you're like, I know that person. Dang it, it's going to be a ding on our churn, rate, but I know why. Like we had a healthy conversation. They had a family emergency. They what they thought they were going to, focus on in the business that they wanted to do with me, they're not doing anymore. That's okay. If you know those kind of like outliers, It's getting to know those that you don't know why they left your business. Okay. And I know and I understand that sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable to be like, hey, so I serve as the CEO. Maybe it wasn't, a direct link to you. Maybe you've never met this person and they just stopped whatever they were doing and you saw, just an email of cancellation, or they just literally just kind of like fell off the face of the earth. How appropriate and what a good use of an hour a month to just go, hey, we want to get better, right? Like, we're dedicated to continuously growing. And if you can give us 10 minutes of your time, we'd love to re-engage you in if we can address the customer service, if I can make right. I don't know how many times I said, I apologize. I didn't know that that's what you experienced. I didn't know you had that delay. I didn't know that that was, an expectation that we did not meet. If I can adapt that, if I can include that in the next time you participate in, would you be open to, doing that with us in November, attending this, next year? Absolutely. They can then give you some very valuable feedback that you would have never gotten if you didn't make that call or that email. So give me some ahas, right? So like, it's Friday, it's reflection mode. I know y'all are probably getting into like, okay, it's the weekend mode, Connie. Like, why are you making us think about something that's a little uncomfortable, But welcome to adulting, right? And we are dedicated in this group to getting better. And so for every one of your past clients, and when I say everyone, you're like, Connie, I can't go back that far. July, maybe part of June, that you're like, they were supposed to do the thing with me in July and they fell off. They were supposed to renew with me. They were supposed to, roll over. They didn't renew. They didn't do that. Start with that list. Start with the most immediate, that just happened, because the further back you go, the more they're going to confuse their story. Like, what was it? I don't know. I think I just got busy. I don't know. Like, I didn't use a thing. But those that just rolled off, I'm going to tell you, those that we're sitting here at the end of the almost, third week of July. Those that they didn't do what they said they were going to do as a past client and did not activate another purchase from you, those are the most valuable feedback points to go, was it a pricing issue? And just be quiet. Let them talk that out. Let them explain. Did they find something at a better price? Were they, the price increase was too much? Was it a budget issue, right? Then then you can start figuring out the churn rate and why it is happening. But it is valuable. And I know all the other adulting stuff this week was fun and exciting. And, again, I tell you, I'm going to give you a little bit of like, education, a little bit of entertainment. What is that called? Like edutainment, right? But as you go into this weekend and as we wrap up our first 5 days of adulting, I do want you to look at your churn rate. I do want you to look at July and get realistic. Was it 3 people that they were supposed to purchase? They were on the renewal. You had the credit card authorization form. They said they would do it by after 4th of July. I'll get to it, and they never did the thing. They never converted again. They never rolled into your next upsell. Pick up the phone next week. Okay. So get this on your calendar. Okay. Look at your calendar like now. All right. And ask those questions and listen to this video and see how calmly I am talking to you is as calmly as you're going to talk to them. Hey, it's Connie. Do you have, 5-10 minutes? I just want to understand. I know you didn't renew with us, or I know you canceled services with us, or I know that, you didn't, respond, 2 months ago that your, next bill was due or next opportunity to join us was due. I just have 3 areas that I want us to get better as a company. Would you be open to giving us some feedback? All right. And you write that down and you start fixing that in the infrastructure and you start going, man, that was valuable for me to slow down and be able to understand what is happening in my churn rate. All right. So in your notepad, as the business owner, you now have the skill set. You now have another tool in your toolkit called the churn rate. You have a script for you to, on a monthly basis, be able to talk to those past clients. This is the engagement strategy. And you'd be amazed if you can negotiate a new price. They might come back to you. If it was a customer service issue, you can say, you know what, I want to make that right. And would you be willing to? Right? If it was a product issue, I had no idea. Let me look into that. Let me get back to you on that. I'm so sorry you had a delay in that, right? It gives you a talking point to say, let me make it better. If you don't make these phone calls, you never know why people are falling off your renewal, your next steps, your upsells. You don't know why. Now you do. Now you know a script. Now you know that there's an actual strategy called understanding your churn rate. You're going to start tracking that. And the goal every month is for that to get a little bit lower. So enjoy your weekend. I'm excited to see you bright and early on a Monday. If there's any other questions, thoughts, please again, put those all today on Friday. I truly unplug over the weekend, so I won't respond to any of those. But we'll be back in same place, same time, same show here at 8 a.m. on Monday. And get caught up. Have a blessed, fantastic, fantastic time. Get to your calendar for next week. Figure out when that 1 hour is going to be, and keep adulting in your business, even though it's Friday. All right. See y'all later. Bye.